This video is going to explain how to find all possible rational zeros of a polynomial function. On your review, this is number 9, parts A, B, and C. The original problem on number 9 is f of x equals x to the third minus 8x squared plus x plus 42. And the first thing we're asked to do for part A, this is a level 2 objective, is to find the possible rational zeros. In order to do that, we're going to use the rational zero theorem, which this is going to be the PQ formula. So if you don't remember, the PQ formula is P over Q, where P is factors of the last number, which is the constant term, over factors of the first number, or the leading coefficient. So for P, we're going to look at 42, and we're going to list all the factors of 42. So this is positive and negative 1, positive and negative 2 goes into 42, 3 goes into 42, 4 doesn't go into 42, 5 does not, 6 does, 7 does, and now we're on the back side, so we've got positive and negative 14, positive and negative 21, and positive and negative 42. Those are all P values, factors of 42. Now, for the bottom, we're looking at factors of the leading coefficient. Our leading coefficient's 1, so the only factors of 1 are positive and negative 1. So since our A value is 1, our final answer, and you'll need to rewrite this on your test, is this list right here, plus and minus each of these values. So positive and negative 1, positive and negative 2, positive and negative 3, positive and negative 6, positive and negative 7, positive and negative 14, positive and negative 21, and positive and negative 42. Again, this is a level 2 objective. You need to be able to do this on your test. So part B asks you to factor the polynomial completely. In order to do this, we're going to have to do some synthetic division until we find a number that's a factor. So the first one I'm going to do is 1. So in my synthetic division, if I'm checking to see if 1's a solution, I'm going to put 1 outside and all my coefficients on the inside. So 1, negative 8, 1, and positive 42. I'm going to bring down that 1, multiply 1 times 1 is 1, that's negative 7. 1 minus 7 is negative 6. 42 minus 6 is not 0. So that is not a factor. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to try 2 this time because 36 is kind of far away from 42, so I'm going to try 2. We'll see. So if I'm checking for 2, we've got 1, negative 8, 1, and 42 are our coefficients on the inside. Bringing down the 1 and multiplying. We've got negative 12. And now 1 minus 12 is negative 11. That's minus 22. Still not 0. Next, I'm going to try 3. You can try whatever you feel is necessary until you find one that gives you a remainder of 0. So 1, negative 8, 1, and 42. And then bring down the 1, multiply. 3 times 1 is 3. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. It's going to be negative 14. 3 times negative 14 is negative 42. And we have our 0. So the next thing we're going to do is use this information right here to finish factoring. So I shrunk that synthetic division here so we would have more room. So our next process is to factor. So our one factor that we found, the solution was 3, so our factor is x minus 3. And what's left in our trinomial is x squared minus 5x minus 14. And I got that from this right here. Our next task is to factor the trinomial. We're looking for two numbers. We need a number that multiplies, two numbers that multiply to negative 14 and add to negative 5. So we're looking for factors of 14 that we can get to add to 5. Our variable is x. And since it's negative 14, one of them has to be positive and the other one has to be negative. Now, you can do this with the asterisk if you want, but this one's pretty easy since a is 1. You might not need the asterisk. If you're using the asterisk, a times c is negative 14. On the bottom, we're putting b, which is negative 5. 1 in the variable, 1 in the variable. Same scenario. We're looking for numbers that multiply to negative 14, add to negative 5. Those two numbers are going to be positive 2 and negative 7. Either way you do this so that we can get a negative 5 in the middle when we multiply. So far, we're just asked to factor it completely. This would be our final answer. X minus 3, x plus 2, x minus 7. That is factored form. So for C, we are asked to list all of the zeros of the function. And we know from previously, we just found all the factors. That was x minus 3, x plus 2, and x minus 7. That's this polynomial factored. So in order to list all the zeros, we're going to take each of these and set them equal to 0. So x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, and x minus 7 equals 0. Each of these we're going to solve to get x by itself. So here's each of these solved. Our 3 zeros for this polynomial, x equals 3, x equals negative 2, and x equals 7. So in review of this video, there are various steps that we have to be able to do for this objective. For an A, this is a level 2 objective, you have to know the PQ formula. For B, we are attempting to factor the polynomial, and in order to find the factors, we have to do synthetic division. And for C, we are finding the zeros, and in order to find the zeros, you solve the factors equal to 0.